Hello and welcome to Cooking the Books with Heather. Today we are working from Deep Run Roots again. It's a huge book, lots of recipes to make from here, but this will probably be, I think I've said this before, but this will be one of the very shortest recipe videos that we make because we are making salt and butter roasted pecans, and really they're super simple. So we've made these before. Probably more than once, probably without a recipe, but they're just really delicious. They're very basic, roasted pecans with butter. Put them in the oven and they come out and they're just delicious. So roasting nuts just brings out a bunch of nuances in their flavor, makes them just more delicious. But nuts are delicious to begin with. So we have pecans here. I'm using mostly halves because that's what I buy. I keep them in the freezer, so I've brought them out a while back to bring them back up to room temperature. They'll last longer in the freezer, so I just buy them in bulk and keep them in there. I've got some butter that I'm going to just pour over here. If I didn't take them out earlier, the butter would just the melted butter would just congeal all over the cold pecans and it wouldn't mix up all that well. And some salt. And we just toss this up together, get it all coated with the butter and the salt. And I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And after they come out, we're just gonna put a little bit more salt on them, and that is it. So the recipe says to put them in the oven for 11 minutes if you're using halves. We'll see if they're done at that point. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know if I ever really count the time or keep track of the time, but 1 second. We're going to put them on this sheet in a single layer. So just a large sheet pan. Get all your beautiful, buttery, salty stuff and onto the sheet pan. And so I'm going to put these in the oven. I'm going to set a timer for 11 minutes and I will come back and show you what they look like at that time and let you know if we're going to put it in for any longer. So be right back. That bugs me. Okay. So these have been in the oven for exactly 11 minutes. I took them out and I think they're definitely done. If you like them a little bit darker, you could put them back in for a minute or so, but you really don't want to burn them. Some of them, as you can see, are maybe a little bit darker than others, but they're certainly not verging on burnt at all yet. So I think I'm going to call it here. Now, stop messing with them. You can eat these plain as is. Let them cool for about 5 minutes before you eat them so you don't burn your mouth. And you can eat them warm, room temperature. They'll last for about 2 weeks, she says. If they last in your house that long, they certainly don't last that long in my house. Husband's about to try to steal one already. I'm going to have to set some of these aside because we are about to make another recipe with these. Oh, I forgot, I have to add a little more salt. So yeah, since I'm not going to put these back in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the salt. You do want to make sure you get enough salt on there. Just, you can salt them to your taste, but start with the amount that she says. And then if it's not enough, you can add. If it's a little too much, just the next batch, cut it down a little bit because you'll probably make another batch. Another good thing about these is we often make several large batches of these and give them to our friends as little Christmas gifts because they do keep for a while. So it's something that we can make relatively easily and give it to a bunch of friends and keep them with us in case there are people who, we're not sure how many people are going to be at whatever event, and we can just give them to whoever we happen to see and have them on New Year's Eve with your little snacks. So well, maybe not everybody does this, but on New Year's Eve, often we have just sort of a little snack tray, and you know, as we try and stay up till midnight, because we're getting a little older and have a hard time staying up till midnight every year. So we have a little snack tray, so we'll keep some nuts and some cheeses, and it's a little hint. Next recipe that we use these in is another New Year's Eve recipe for us. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe, and come back and see what we do with these.